Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Khan, also known as Jedi Jester, and today we are going to continue with the series where we climb towards Elite Division. As you can see, the squad remains the same, and our goal is to play Division 3 and 2 to get ourselves to Division 1. In the meanwhile, we are going to identify the main focus points and improve ourselves in those areas. As I played in the higher divisions, I instantly realized that the players are much more patient and dangerous in front of the goal. Since I'm still playing with the goal defenders, who are very limited in these times of the games against higher rated attackers, I decided to focus on the defending. In this case, trying to read the opponent was my first priority. Knowing the opponent's next potential move and taking caution against that before it happens, by pre-moving your defender into a danger space, you might already avoid that danger. However, it is important that you know your limits and do not overcommit. We are going to dive deep into the topic, but before doing that, I just want to remind you that you should definitely take a look at our Guide Plus application, which you can download for free if you're looking forward to improve yourself in FIFA. In the Guide Plus, you can find in-depth tutorials, structured courses, and interactive quizzes on the topics you mostly struggle with. You can also track your progress while you always stay up to date, since we bring fresh weekly content for all of our members. Download the app for free today and take your FIFA 22 experience one step forward. The principle is simple. Like mentioned before, know your limits. You're the only one that can stop yourself from making a mistake, so don't run away from your original position or use the tackling too much. We have already seen the consequences for that in the previous videos of this series. Depending on how the players position themselves and how the opponent receives the ball, you can guess what the opponent might go for next. Here, the upper side of the pitch is really crowded, and the best way for the opponent to improve their attack is to pass the ball towards the other side. This is just an assumption. That means they don't need to play the ball necessarily, but we need to take caution. I could select either one of the defenders, but the player with number 4 is already in action. He stays close to the receiver and covers the center. Moving him towards the lower side can open a gap in front of the attacker. However, selecting the player with number 5 and moving him towards the lower side where the danger is growing allows me to get a much better defensive position in the midfield. The attacker controls the ball in that direction as he receives it to be able to pass towards the free player on his right, but just because I see that coming, I am able to retrieve the ball. This is all that you need to do. To execute this, you need to analyze the opponent. In the earlier stages of the game, they give you information about their offensive behavior, which you can use in your favor. For example, here the opponent constantly runs and doesn't cover the ball. After seeing this, I know that he's going to repeat that, so directly in the next position as he finds a huge gap in front of him, I assume that he's going to sprint again towards that area. With this information, I take caution by selecting my left wing back, who can cover that area of the pitch, and just because the opponent will run there unbalanced, I confront him by going towards him and tackle the uncovered ball. Once again, we see the importance of player switching here. You can combine both the L1 and the right analog switch. Here's an example. As the opponent receives the ball, I need to switch back to my midfield as soon as possible. However, I need to get the right player. If I want to use the L1 switch, I need to make sure that one of my players in the center gets marked with the secondary man icon above them. And yes, one of them is marked, so I press the L1, which makes the switch easier, and I confront the attacker. However, as he receives the ball, he controls the ball towards the upper side, and on the wing he has a player who is running. Since there is no second man icon on top of my left wing back, I need to select him by using the right analog stick, and a quick tap towards his direction allows me to select the player who can potentially cut the pass off. With the correct player switches and pre-movement towards the receiver, I steal the ball. Let's combine what we have seen so far in an example. As the opponent gets the ball on the wing, I want to put some pressure on him with my right wing back, but I see the run of the attacker, so I tell myself to stop and anticipate towards the through ball lane. The outer passing line would be denied by that, and the only way the ball can reach the attacker is the inner line. As the ball travels, I quickly switch back to my center back by tapping L1 and see that he has two opportunities. He either gets the ball and goes for a solo goal or tries to pass the ball to the closest attacker, which he has done previously in that game. From that experience, I slightly move one step towards that line in case he tries to pass the ball, but that's it. After that, I instantly get my defender back in front of him, and that confuses him. After he turns around himself to get a better passing angle, I slightly move my defender again to cover both passing lanes, but do not overcommit to either one of them, which allows me to stand in front of him and get the ball in the end. You also need to make these types of quick decisions once you're short on defenders. Even though the time is really tight, you can decide what to do while the ball is traveling. Here is a very hard decision to make. One of the attackers is really close to the receiver, and with a one-touch pass, he can get himself in front of the goal. You have two players to defend with here. Even though the player on the upper side seems better, not selecting him is the key to this position. Why? Because he's also the only player who blocks the pass towards the free player on the upper side. So the other center back is the only option here. However, if you select him and move him towards the first receiver, you might never be able to catch the pass since he's a bit away. So I take and move him towards the receiving point of the running attacker. If the first receiver passes the ball, I can take it with my selected player, or if he decides to pass the ball towards the upper side, I can contest him with the other center back. Even though I struggled a lot in these both divisions, I managed to win all of the games except for one loss, and it was really challenging. We are going to play in Division 1 and our target will be finally the Elite Division. So, let me ask you, do you think you're patient enough while defending or just the opposite? Let me know in the comment section below. If you liked this video so far, feel free to drop a like and make sure to subscribe to our channel not to miss any single FIFA content or the rest of these series. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Talk to you on the next one. Take care and peace.